Let's get ready to rumble!
She has spoken. It is time. The end of the world as you know it is here.
Welcome to another installment of Outside the Ring.
What the fuck was that last night?
Well, it was the return of Chris Jericho, and for weeks we've been wondering, what the hell? Who could it be? Who could it possibly be?
It was down to two people. It was either Taker or Jericho.
Yeah, and we were split on our New Year's Eve show. You said Jericho. I said Taker. We made it interesting.
Right. You were wrong.
Glad Peter Griffin laughed. So yeah, you win that bet. And
before we get too much into that, let's talk about that later.
We got headlines.
Get this stuff out of the way. That way we are not pressed for time for anything.
We have a lot of interesting. It was very, very interesting, and I am going to read something. We had actually a couple questions on our Facebook page. Obviously, you and I were both on Facebook and Twitter last night while the crap was going down, and there's a lot of questions that still need to be answered. But anyhow, let's get our shameless plugs out of the way, huh?
Oh, yeah.
We don't even know who. They might not know who we are.
Yeah, who are we?
Yeah.
They might be listening to this thing. Who the hell are these guys?
Okay, so for the second show in a row, we're a two-man group. Yep. Our third man is out. So I am the one and only Jason. Thank you very much. Alongside...
There's that one guy again.
Yeah, that one guy. No strippers in the studio this week. No janitor either.
Where were they? I didn't see them the last time.
Alongside the one and only, he didn't like the return of Y2J. He liked it a little bit.
I liked that Jericho's back. But seriously, what the hell was with the not talking?
It would have been better if he had a beer. Troy. Stone Cold.
Yeah. I need a beer.
Austin.
I don't have one.
And
here
somewhere, still taping Thunder in Paradise with Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber Beefcake, who, by the way, are not gay.
Are not gay.
Nothing wrong with that if you are. Wes Burton. We'll find him. We'll find him eventually.
Our funk man needs to come back home.
Our funk man is missing in action. I think he will be back next week. He was on vacation. He had something come up, so he will return next week.
Better be back next week.
I hope so. Unless he doesn't want this paycheck.
Because we don't have our stats.
That's right. We are rolling solo here.
We're rolling by the seat of our pants.
No kidding.
We don't know what we're doing.
By the way, our Twitter, Outside the Ring, #1. Our Facebook, Outside the Ring. Our email, Troy.
Huh?
You forgot our email, didn't you?
Almost? I did it again. Outside the Ring 316 at gmail.com.
Thank you very much. There you go. So with all that out of the way, it is time for Headline. Let's go! It's hard to do that with two people.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Of course, we can only do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Crowd here.
Now, I know you're interested about this because you love you some RVD.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so regarding this online rumor, Rob Van Dam possibly returning to the WWE when his TNA contract expires. RVD, this is a quote from someone in WWE. I bet RVD, from what we're told, would receive a warm welcome to WWE. That's from WWE Magazine.
Would receive a warm welcome.
Yeah.
What?
I'm looking here. Actually, this is from Power Slam. Is that a magazine?
Power Slam?
Power Slam.
Let me see Power Slam.
It's the latest issue of Power Slam with RVD in it.
That's got to be a magazine.
Yeah, and they said that RVD would be a warm welcome. What's your thoughts on that? Who cares?
Retire already, Rob.
What? We've seen so many five-star.
Retire. Move to California. Mm-hmm. Get your medical marijuana. That way you won't get busted for it, and just enjoy the rest of your life, dude.
Right. Have backyard wrestling with Jerry Lynn, bro. You can just beat the hell out of each other.
You can get Jeff Hardy to come.
Yeah,
that train wreck.
Bail Matt Hardy out. Make sure he doesn't drink.
You can help Matt Hardy. You can help Matt Hardy get his wrestling school up and running.
Oh, God.
Like I said, the first time I heard that, I think I commented on the video when he came out on the Hardy show and said, I'm gonna get my life back on the right track. I'm gonna open up a wrestling school. I think I commented on the video. I said, "You're gonna open up a wrestling school and do what? Teach people how to hold the back of their head after every bump?" That's what he did.
No
Like,
kidding.
he gets punched in the guts. He holds the back of his head.
Hey, dude, I was too high to notice. So RVD, we'll see if he comes back. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Just no.
He might even come back for the Rumble because I don't know, and he's done that before.
Rob Van Dam was slated to come back to WWE, and then he got high.
Then he got high. Yeah.
Rob Van Dam needs to just stay away from WWE.
There you go. It was reported last week that participants for the Raw Elimination Chamber are now scheduled to include Alberto Del Rio.
That one I'm not so sure about because, he pulled his groin, and that's nothing to be messed with.
No. CM Punk, John Cena, Kane, R-Truth, and The Miz.
Okay.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
The outcome of the bout is expected to be based on whether Cena's match with The Rock is for the belt. I don't think it will be.
It doesn't need to be for the belt.
I think Punk wins, and I think he fights with Mr. I won't talk to anyone, Chris Jericho. Mr. Smiley.
Mr. Smiley.
That's what I'm predicting.
The whole thing with Cena and The Rock, it'll be based on whether it's for the belt. Why would it be for the belt? Why does that match need to be for the title?
Doesn't need to be.
It doesn't need to be.
Neither one of them need it.
Honestly, throwing the title in there just makes it lean more in Cena's favor.
My buddy actually he actually said last night he's not a John Cena fan at all, but he actually told me he doesn't mind John Cena now that he doesn't have the belt. He doesn't mind him as much. Like, he's still, his same old crap.
Yeah, I've never liked him.
But at least he's not in the spotlight shoved down our throats.
Exactly.
As is Michael Cole. Michael Cole is now the new John Cena.
Twitter this, Twitter that. I'm gonna,
shove
the Twitter up your ass.
He could tweet out of his bunghole.
I hate Michael Cole.
Now trending, Michael Cole farts worldwide.
Michael.
Jeez. Speaking of Rock and Jericho, The Rock wrote on his Twitter page last night.
This was interesting.
Apparently, Rock does watch Raw. So,
why wouldn't he?
I guess he's still got to make sure that he's up to date with all the storylines. He hinted that the two may be working together soon. Now that would be interesting.
Oh, that'd be great.
He says at Jericho, I am Jericho. This is from The Rock. Hell of a kick-ass return. Welcome back, my friend. Look forward to having some fun with you. And then get the beat button ready.
The worst hashtag, or not
this
the worst.
This is a hashtag.
This is a hashtag.
This must be an inside joke.
This has to be an inside joke.
Mongoose versus Face Jones.
I don't get that.
Nice beat button there, Troy. I'm proud of you. Look at that. What? It's got to be a inside
hashtag
joke.
Mongoose versus Face Jones.
It's got to be an inside joke.
It's got to be.
I mean, I don't see how it wouldn't be. Because what does that even mean?
Of course, hashtags. People can make anything a hashtag.
That's true. And WWE definitely does. Hell, Dolph Ziggler made a T-shirt out of a hashtag.
Hashtag heel.
So there you go. The latest on Brodus Clay. I know you've been anxiously waiting for this.
Oh yeah, I just can't live without. I can't live without having me some Brodus Clay. I couldn't care less about this guy.
Our latest Brodus Clay update brought to you by Pizza Hut. I don't know. Big shout out to Pizza Hut. We should just do this every week. We
just say a random.
Yeah, we can get
brought
sponsors.
To you by Olive Garden.
Big shout out to them too.
Brought to you by Walmart.
Back to you by who cares anymore, right? God. So our weekly Brodus Clay update is now he's holding off his debut to the Rumble.
I don't know. He does not need a Big 4 pay-per-view debut.
You know what?
Do it.
This is what we think of Brodus Clay.
Do it.
Turn right now. We don't care anymore. We just don't.
Just brush him under the rug.
Thank you.
He's not that good to begin with.
Yep.
Just brush his fat ass under the rug.
Yes!
He's a big guy.
Where do you think he is at right now? Do you think he's like
probably
just eating
sitting at home?
Just like
he's sitting.
Do you think he's watching Raw going, when the hell am I going to debut? He gets mentioned on every Raw almost.
He's sitting at a Golden Corral somewhere waiting for people to restock the buffet because he just finished it out. God, you put him and Mark Henry in a buffet line, that thing's gone.
I love me some.
Oh yeah,
Golden Corral, man. I'm on the Raw.
Can you see him going up there to the guy that cooks the steak? Let me get 9 of those.
I'll take 5.
Well done.
I love me some me.
Oh God. The Kool-Aid Man in the mixed with Fat Albert is
Man
Mark
mixed with
Henry.
Fat Albert.
That's Mark Henry. And there's your headlines.
Yep.
Not a whole
since
lot.
we don't have our Funk Man again, we really don't have a rundown of Raw, so me and Jason are just going to kind of go off memory.
So what we're going to start doing on our Facebook and Twitter and even on our YouTube page, if you have any questions, we kind of hit on this on our last show, just mention, ask us something. And people are starting to do that, as is my old buddy. I worked at a radio station in Erie. Well, not Erie. It was Conneaut Lake. And I worked with this dude, and he listens to the show every week. Huge wrestling fan, Chris.
Awesome.
Okay, he has a question, actually, for us. This is what he thought of last night's Raw. Love the idea of Kane going after Cena. Kane talking about the fans living a lie, and Cena leading them astray, but then they had to turn it into Kane trying to get Cena to embrace the hate. So Cena can literally rise above hate. Very interesting, he goes on to say. And then he says, also, is it just me, or is WWE using the Ryder-Cena buddy thing as a lame attempt to put Cena back over with the fans?
I've been saying that.
You've been saying that
since Zack Ryder got into the spotlight with Cena.
And he says, maybe I'm wrong. It's had me wondering. I read that because I remember you saying the same exact damn thing, like a couple episodes ago, that they're putting Ryder, who's over and very popular.
They're putting him and Cena into this buddy thing
to get Cena back
with the fans.
I've never seen this in wrestling. They want him to be face so bad, but it's not working. I mean, like I told you before, when they turn Hogan and they turn Austin and all these guys heel, they were hugely over as a face. Hogan had a few boos because I think people started getting tired of the T-shirt ripping off. But it was nothing like Cena.
No.
It was nowhere near like Cena. Stone Cold was hugely over.
Cena has not changed in 8 years.
Yeah. And again, we've said in the past, we could do a whole, probably 2-hour show special on why Cena needs to turn heel.
Yes.
This is getting to the point.
We most likely won't do that.
Yeah.
Because if we do that, a window's probably going to get broken by me.
And then on our Twitter page, Doug from Chicago actually said that the Chris Jericho return was way too long. He went Hulk Hogan on us for 12 minutes. I'm trying to remember this by head. It was like Hulk Hogan went 20 minutes. It was like Jericho went 20 minutes of just doing the ear thing and hulking the people up. Never said one word left.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that because obviously you have a huge opinion on it, as do I. Hell, let's start there. I mean, do we care about Raw other than that?
The thing with Kane and Cena.
That was about it.
Jericho's return. There was a crappy Divas tag match
and a crappy Sheamus Miz match. I got started.
Actually, now that I just thought about it, the Divas. I want to actually touch on the Divas match.
Okay.
Because something pissed me off.
Divas match?
It was a Divas match.
Was it a roll up? No, it wasn't a roll up.
No, that's what surprised me.
Oh, wait a minute! I know what you're talking about, though.
What?
It was a crappy. It was supposed to be a roll up. Do you remember the finish? They did the twin magic thing. They traded spots, and then whatever Bella it was, tried to get the roll up
magic thing,
and it looked horrible.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst roll ups of all time. It was bad. It was so bad. It was such a waste of time.
The thing that really PO'd me about this. The Bellas can get a win over Kelly and Eve, but Beth and Natty can't?
I know. I just thought about that. That is very true. That's sad.
WTF. Seriously. Hashtag WTF.
What? That is like why can they get a win over them, but they can't? Beth and Natalya have. If you look it up, somebody out there, one of our listeners, look it up. I bet you Kelly and Eve, either in a single match or tag match, has beaten Natalya and Beth, I'd say at least 5 or 6 times. They got
the roll up.
They are way over 500 on the Divas of Doom.
Batting average?
Their batting average is huge. Okay? We're talking Barry Bonds on the roids, all right?
Oh, God.
Yeah, that bad. So I don't care. You said, it's bad.
Yeah. And
it's
then
stupid.
Another thing that I could not wrap my head around. Why does Santino Marella still have a job?
I don't know. It's not even funny anymore.
Exactly.
He's not.
When he first debuted, it was like, oh, okay, he's just comedy relief. You can get a couple cheap chuckles.
Now you just want to jump over the guardrail and hill.
Sad.
Yeah. The stupid Cobra thing. Who
Yeah,
did he
because,
fight?
you know,
Wade Barrett?
Yeah.
Thank God he did not beat Wade Barrett.
Oh, if he would have beat Wade Barrett, I would have raged like nobody's business.
Wade Barrett is on a roll.
This whole thing with this Cobra thing, it's apparently like a death blow.
And say what you want.
It has a joke character.
Here's the thing.
Is
Say what
using
you want.
this like death blow.
Say what you want about guys like Ezekiel Jackson or what's the Batista ripoff?
Mason Ryan.
Mason Ryan.
Yeah, I stopped for a second
Thank you.
to think about it.
Evan Bourne, Kofi Kingston, all these guys I can mention, right? I'd rather see them against Wade Barrett.
I'd way better.
Even
I would
Ezekiel.
so much like to see. Well, we've already seen Zeke.
We did. But I rather at least you would go, this guy might have a chance against Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
You'd see like big friggin' Mason Ryan, even if Wade beat him by like a count out or something.
Yeah.
It still have Barrett win.
Oh, and that's another thing. The count out.
But let's we'll get to that
in a minute.
But let's be honest. Wouldn't you rather see a guy like that? This is like watching WWE superstars back in the day. Wade Barrett against a jobber. Nobody in the world thought that Santino was going to win that match.
No.
Put him in the ring against Evan Bourne and have a 5-star good ass match. And have Barrett win.
Barrett and Bourne, I would say that'd probably be a 3.
But it would be better than Santino.
It would be better than Santino because Evan Bourne isn't a joke.
You'd have Mason Ryan come out there and go, holy crap, Wade's in trouble. Like, he's huge, right?
Yeah.
But still have Barrett win, even if he cheats.
Yep.
That way you're putting a young guy over like him, because putting Santino over any way, shape, or form is beyond
pointless.
that now. It's pointless.
He's like I said, he's a joke character. There is no point in putting a joke character over. Look at the Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah.
He never won a match.
And you know what? You get rid of guys like Chris Masters and all these other guys, and like to put on your point, you let Batista go, try not even let him walk out. You let all these guys go, all these talented wrestlers. Hell, Jericho, when he left the first time, you didn't even try to capture him, put him back. Yeah. But you keep Santino. What is he? I mean, what? Come on, man. It's like a joke, and I guarantee he probably gets paid pretty well too, which is an even bigger joke. He's got the easiest job in the freaking world.
They got rid of Chavo Guerrero,
right?
But kept Santino,
and Hornswoggle's still there. Well, I mean,
I'm crying on the inside.
Facepalm. All right, this is stupid. This is what we think of Santino and his freaking Cobra. I'm tearing up a lot of paper in studio today. Killing a lot of trees.
Let's bring back Jake Roberts and have him put the
I'd rather see Jake the Snake.
Current Jake the Snake. Fat, balding,
I'll still take
gray,
him. Stoned out of his mind. Oh, God.
Anyone want to play 21?
Anybody got a bag of weed? I'll put you over.
Jesus.
I'll put you over for a hit off your crack pipe. Sorry, Jake. Nothing but respect for Jake Roberts, but
oh, Lord.
Sometimes it's just too easy.
Oh, God. So, all right. Oh, by the way, Jake the Snake's story, I think you've heard of this before when he was at a house show. It was like one of those independent shows. It was a couple years back in Cleveland, and my buddy went to it, and he did not show up. He was there, and he was on the way to the ring, and he was stoned out of his mind, and he left because the promoter did not give him, it was crack. He did not give him crack, and he was already stoned out of his mind, and he left. He just took off and left.
Was this in the middle of the match? Or
yeah,
was this...
like in the middle of the match, he was coming to the ring with the Snake, and he's like,
wow.
F it, and he left.
Wow.
Yeah, so I haven't seen Jake in, I don't even know, I'd like to see a picture of Jake the Snake.
Last place I saw Jake Roberts was on, and I'm sure you've heard of it, Botchamania. He was talking about back in the day when he had the Snake biting Randy Savage, when Randy Savage was tied up in the ropes.
God,
and
that's freaky.
Number one, he was sober. That looked... And number two, he looks like crap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can imagine.
He's balding. What little hair he's got left is pure gray. He's fat. His voice sounds like crap.
He was never in great shape even when he was in his prime.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in better shape. But God help him now. I am honestly, honest to God.
Well,
I don't want to say this, but I was talking to my dad a long time ago, and every time I see my dad, we talk wrestling. He always brings up, it's funny, not really, is Jake dead yet? But you would think Jake Roberts would have died way before these guys that have passed away now.
Yeah,
it's sad to say that,
along
but
that line, you got to think the same thing about Scott Hall.
Yeah. That's
I mean, honestly, with what Hall's been through, you'd figure that Hall would have been gone before Roberts.
Yeah. I put them almost on the same pedestal,
Yeah.
though. They're really... And Hall, well, we can have another show about that, but yeah. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, Raw.
Oh, yeah.
Raw. All right, so Jericho comes back.
Well, hold on.
Nope.
What else did we have? We had
We had R-Truth beat the crap out of Miz again.
R-Truth beat the crap out of Miz. It was Sheamus and Miz.
Miz, the match really didn't even get started.
The match didn't get started.
R-Truth likes little Jimmy now.
R-Truth likes the little Jimmy.
He's
now.
a face
he
now.
He was stalking Miz in the back, which was kind of funny.
It was. That was
because it was kind of like one of those be very quiet things.
Elmer Fudd. And like, I like little Jimmys. But
little Jimmy's saying that you need to get got.
Yeah, that is.
So
honestly,
he's embracing the little Jimmys now.
He's a face, which I told Wes Burton that when he came back, he was going to be a face because Miz beat the crap out of him. Why would you? I mean, come on.
That match.
Zombie, all right.
Excuse me. Sorry. That match ended in a no contest. It really ended with Sheamus bro kicking Miz.
I think both
and
these
then
guys are going to be
hitting him with the water bottle of doom.
I think both these guys will be in the Rumble, and that's when the feud's going. They might have a singles match coming up next week on Raw, possibly, but I think it's going to lead to the Rumble.
Oh yeah, definitely. We had the Divas match.
The one of the opening matches that when I first clicked on Raw, it was Cody Rhodes against
Cody Rhodes and Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan, good match. Daniel Bryan won. So it was a sound wrestling match, probably the match of the night by far.
Daniel Bryan won?
Yeah, he beat him. He beat him with, I think it was the LaBelle lock. It was either a LaBelle lock or a pin, but I can't remember what it was. Daniel Bryan won.
I remember that.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan won, which makes sense because he is the champ.
Yeah.
And then
Here's the thing I don't understand, though. He is the World Heavyweight Champion. Why did he open the show?
I don't know.
It makes no sense.
And again, why are you still putting SmackDown guys with SmackDown guys? It's a super show.
Exactly.
It's stupid. It's super stupid that they're putting SmackDown guys against SmackDown guys.
We see that on SmackDown.
Right. We did have a WWE title match, which I forgot about, which was pretty damn... I thought it was
a good match.
It was a good match.
It was a really good match. The ending was terrible.
The ending was terrible. To break it down, CM Punk, Dolph Ziggler for the belt. I'm still wondering why the champion comes out first. If you notice, CM Punk always comes out first. Great match.
And this match was set up last week because Ziggler beat Punk in the gauntlet match.
Mr. Cigarettes comes out. John Laurinaitis.
And, oh my God.
He said
One
it again.
thing that really...
Yeah. Go ahead. I know what you're going to say.
He introduces himself every time.
Yep. Because he knows
we know who you are.
Yes. He comes down. The turnbuckle pad gets off.
That came off pretty easy, too, didn't it? Most people usually they got to go there, untie it. Punk just kind of whoop.
Yeah, I was like,
right off.
I wonder why they left it like that. He pulls it off. Laurinaitis doing the right thing in his mind, comes down trying to fix the turnbuckle pad, distracting the ref. Ziggler's tapping out to the Anaconda
Punk
Vice.
has him in the Anaconda Vice.
Mm-hmm. And then...
Ziggler,
Punk goes up.
Ziggler, they get up.
Mm-hmm.
Ziggler throws Punk into the ropes.
Laurinaitis pulls it down.
Laurinaitis drops down and pulls it the ropes down. Punk takes a tumble to the outside and loses via countout,
which was really stupid.
And Dolph Ziggler
thinks he wins the belt.
He won the belt off of a countout.
He's running around with the belt. And
he's running out in the crowd.
And my boy Dolph Ziggler almost, I'm assuming he, I've seen his drinking habits at Velvet Dog. Shout out to them in Cleveland. He must have been drunk because he's running around and he's holding the belt up and all his stuff.
His hair. It was always that wild hair.
It looks like Mr. Perfect.
It does.
He looks like Kurt Hennig. It's amazing how straight it is. And then all of a sudden during the match, it's like poofed, like Marge Simpson.
Like he's got a perm.
Yeah. So Dolph wins via countout. We go to find out that they're going to have a match at the Rumble, which should be pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm glad Ziggler is in the main event now.
The only bad part about it is...
Laurinaitis
is the referee.
Laurinaitis is the referee.
God.
By the way, promo of the night in the backstage area, CM Punk and you get the beat button ready again. CM Punk tells Laurinaitis.
No. We don't bleep this. We don't need to bleep this. They said it on TV.
All right. Laurinaitis tells CM Punk tells Laurinaitis that good thing he's got Carlton Banks right there, a.k.a. David Otunga.
Because he's going to need a lawyer.
He's a lawyer because he's going to...
He's going to beat him like a bitch.
Yes! And he said he's going to be in jail for animal cruelty.
And that line right there, I looked at my buddy, and I said possibly the worst, I said a joke that was in such bad taste. I said something about Punk should have said, you're going to need a lawyer because I'm going to be in jail for animal cruelty because I'm going to beat you like a... or no, what was it? I don't remember now. He said, I'm going to be in jail for animal cruelty, and what I'm going to do to you is going to make Michael Vick look like a Teletubby.
Oh, wow. Damn. Shout out to Michael Vick.
No.
No shout out to Michael Vick. He
shouldn't even be playing football.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Not watch football.
Yeah. So... That was the line of the night either way.
Yes.
That was hilarious. And then they went right to commercial after that, which was perfect.
It was great.
It was a good segment. And I still think David Otunga looks like Carlton.
He does.
I'm waiting for him to do the Carlton.
The sweater vest.
Do the Carlton. And that stupid bow tie. And the cup. Did he have the cup last night? What is in that cup? Coffee?
I don't know.
His career?
He's drinking it away. Drinking his career away.
Oh God! What a loser.
He is a loser. He would not even be in the company if he wasn't,
Mr. Hudson.
If he wasn't Mr. Jennifer Hudson.
Who lost a lot of weight by the way.
Otunga, if by some off chance you are listening, you suck.
You suck. You could bring back the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, though. Will Smith looks pretty young still. They bring it back. Yeah. If Carlton don't want to do it, hire David Otunga. All right,
What's his name?
Carlton's
real name?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
One of our listeners will probably chime in on that. I know he does a TV show. He does a game show now. It's on the Game Show Network, yeah. It's horrible.
It's the Game Show Network.
Right. And he still actually looks pretty young still, so. So, yeah, we had that. Good match by Punk and Ziggler. Punk wins, so we'll see what happens. Or actually, Punk loses by countout, retains the belt, so we'll see what happens. Laurinaitis is now the referee.
Thought he won.
I still think at the Rumble, Punk wins. Yeah. And I think he's going to do some kind of thing where he'll win the match. Laurinaitis will get knocked out. He'll do the whole... This reminds me of Stone Cold McMahon. It's Punk and Laurinaitis now. It reminds me of that. So we'll see. But I think Punk wins. So let's talk about it. Chris Jericho returns. Jericho returns.
Are we going to save that for last, or are we going to hit on Kane?
What else do you want to hit on? We could do that. Even though Kane and Cena, ended the show.
Save the quote-unquote
we'll
best
save
for last.
Jericho for last. Okay. So let's talk about this. Cena, at the main event is Cena, Ryder, and Big Show.
Ryder and Big Show.
An elimination tag.
Against Mark Henry,
Kane, and Jack Swagger.
Jack Swagger.
Yes.
Now, everybody comes out, but Kane refuses to participate in the match.
Yes, he wasn't there.
So it's a handicap match.
Yep.
Which threw me off, thinking, holy crap, Cena might lose this because he's normally, the odds are normally stacked against him. The odds are never in his favor.
That's very true. I'm like, damn, Mark Henry's in a hellhole. He's got a lisp boy as his partner.
He's got a guy who's got a tongue that's 2 inches too long for his mouth. And I'm like,
damn.
And he's got a bum leg still.
Yeah, and he's still in that cast on his leg.
Why are they making him wrestle?
If I'm Mark Henry, I'm more mad at Kane than I am at my 3 opponents. Like, Where the hell are you, Kane?
Really?
But you knew Kane was going to come out. And I was still thinking maybe Jericho, we'll get to him, but I thought maybe he would run in and do something. Or I thought maybe Undertaker was going to come back. Because like you told me off air, Taker was in Memphis last night.
Kane did mention something in a promo earlier that night, I think. Mm-hmm. Something about you will know what true darkness is.
Do you think an Undertaker?
True darkness, you start thinking Undertaker.
Yeah, so no Undertaker on Raw. Cena's team wins. Cena wins. Cena beat, was it Swagger? Did he go over? Who was last? Who got eliminated? Big Show and Henry.
It was Swagger because
that's right.
Because Big Show took out Henry with a chair.
And that was it.
There was only one pinfall in a 5-man elimination match.
Yeah. So Cena's team wins, and Cena and Ryder are
I loved it how when Big Show hit Henry with the chair,
he says, "I don't care."
The referee was telling him, "Big Show, you're disqualified here." Big Show's like, "What?"
Yeah, and if you notice, Big Show said, "I don't care," as he's walking away.
Why would he care?
He don't give a crap. He's like, "Get me the hell out of this stupid match."
He just don't give up.
He's been in this company. He get paid.
Really?
Get that money. Like, I don't care. I'm going to go eat out with Brodus Clay.
Me and my boy Brodus Clay going to go dominate Golden Corral.
I don't give a crap. And, Cena's in there going, show, with the, oh, shucks is me.
Yeah, the look of,
wah, wah, wah. So Big Show and Henry are out.
So
Cena wins. Go figure. Swagger hasn't won it.
After the match, Kane did make his presence felt.
Yeah, Swagger hasn't won a match.
Music,
ever.
the pyro goes off, scares the ever-loving crap out of Cena
and
again.
You knew, yes it did, and you knew when Cena went out to face the ramp, we've seen this 50,000 times,
that he was going to either come through the crowd
or the ring.
Like what he did, come up from the ring.
And we've seen it with Undertaker before, too. He comes through the ring. He's trying to pull Cena's lover, Zack Ryder, down
he comes up out of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He grabs Ryder by the foot, starts to drag
him into hell,
trying to drag him down to hell.
Right.
And Cena, of course, got to make the save.
Right.
Again, trying to get Cena over by saving Zack Ryder.
And there was like 5 seconds later, Kane goes back in the pit, the hole, the hell, aka underneath the ring.
Yeah, under there with the little people's court.
Right. The little Jimmies are under there.
and then all of a sudden, just boom!
Explosion.
Fire.
That was cool.
Out of there. That was cool.
That was really
I read
cool.
somewhere online that immediately after that fire started, all that smoke you saw was fire extinguishers.
Really?
Yeah, because
how was Kane must have had a whole? He must have had a roll like hell to the other side of the ring before that shit went off. Oh,
oops.
My fault.
Oops. See, we're getting heated again.
What was that sound you just made? Wah, 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 wah. Me and my beatbox.
But no, it was cool. And I mean, even if you watch it again, you can see that mat was on fire at one point in time.
Well, I'm thinking like Cena and Ryder better get the hell out of there because the way that thing went off, it was like Kane's pyro that he does on the stage underneath the ring.
My buddy looked at me that I was watching it with, and he said, "What if the guys with the fire extinguisher just said F it and just let it burn?"
What if Kane died down there, for God's sakes? I mean, God, that's risky.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Kane, listen, we're going to put you under the ring, and you're going to have crap blow up about 10 feet away from you. Get the hell, just roll. You'll be okay. If you get on fire, just tuck and roll.
Just tuck and roll.
Underneath the ring. So that's how Raw ends. The fire goes up.
If you want to stay in kayfabe, he's been burnt a couple times already.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, by his brother, the Undertaker, and his stepdaddy, Paul Bearer. Oh, yeah, my stepson. Oh, I love you, my big dead retard. Yes. Shout out to Percy Pringle.
Percy Pringle.
Oh, Lordy.
Anyways, back to the main, the real main event of the night.
What we all waited for all night long. I was watching a basketball game because Raw, was kind of boring at times, so I'm like trying to flip back. I did not.
I was playing Angry Birds and Words with Friends on my phone.
I didn't want to turn it though because I was like, I don't want to miss it because you knew it was going to come. You saw a couple videos during the night promoting whether it's Jericho, Undertaker. You don't know who it's going to be. It was so built up well the last few weeks. And then they were doing one of those back to WWE. Did you know on Twitter last week? And they interrupted it. We see the video package that we started this show off.
The little boy is sitting there, and he says, the end of the world is now.
When she gives me the sign, she
has
told me.
She has spoken.
Yep.
And the end of the world as you know it is now.
Yep.
We go back. Some lights are going off. Arena goes black.
And you're thinking, who can it be? Like, this is the part of the show I'm like pumped. I don't know who it is. I'm like, wow, this is good.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, could it be Brock Lesnar?
It was like when they announced The Rock as the guest host for last year's WrestleMania.
This one was just as good. Because
he didn't get that near as big a pop, though.
No, he didn't, but it was still good. It was still, out.
They gave it away, though, because Jericho was standing there with the light up.
How many batteries did it take?
That light up rhinestone cowboy jacket.
Yes. And then boom, 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 break the walls down. Huge pop.
Yep.
Jericho gets a huge pop. We talked about it over the last month. We really in our heart thought it was Jericho. And actually, WWE.com put out the notebook that we saw in one of the videos. It was like video number 5, where you made the comment a couple shows ago. The notebook said Chris, and it was crossed out. That was their sign to say it was Jericho. If you go to WWE.com, they have the whole story. They show the notebook. They zoom in on it. So there you go. That whoever figured that out, whether it was on NoDQ.com or one of them,
whoever figured that out,
it's pretty smart.
It's pretty smart. A,
good
or
eye.
B, has that little bit of a life
yes.
to go through. I mean,
that was the only signal. It was Jericho.
Yeah,
the only symbol that it could possibly be Jericho. Every other thing was
they could have even done without that.
Yep.
Leave it a complete mystery.
Because I guarantee you, this video, and I've had so many people, talk wrestling with me that says this. These videos made this was not Jericho. These videos
no sense whatsoever.
These videos don't make sense. Maybe they will when Jericho puts the pieces together because
starts talking.
Right, because this is the part where the show was interesting. Like what? Like
this is the part where I was almost screaming at my TV.
Yeah, Jericho comes out and gets a huge pop.
Yeah, he comes
this
out,
whole segment was what, maybe 15 20 minutes?
20 minutes.
No,
he comes out
smiling the whole time.
See, he was smiling. He's coming down the ramp, playing to the fans. All right, great.
Yep.
He gets in the ring, gets the microphone, puts it up to his mouth, goes to talk, drops it, and starts egging on the fans again.
Come on, baby! He did it about 50 times. Come on, baby! And he did it, he's running around the ring, and he's
high-fiving the fans.
And like you say, he goes to talk again. Hey, come on,
baby!
And he's just, what?
There was at least 3 or 4 times I looked at my TV and I just said, talk!
And my friend said,
say something!
Watching Raw, my buddy's like, man, did he forget his lines? I'm like, no, it's Jericho.
Yeah.
This is a Jericho thing.
Yep.
He loves playing the audience. He had those people with the palm of his hand. And this was scripted. We don't know where they're going to go from this because then WWE.com later last night put on a video.
The interview.
The interview.
Quote-unquote interview.
Jericho's still smiling like a 12-year-old schoolboy that just saw some hot girl.
The guy behind the camera's asking him, hey, are you going to be in the Royal Rumble event? What are you doing? Jericho stops, smiles.
Yeah.
He flicks the little switch to turn his coat on.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah, he just turns the coat on and starts blinking and he just walks
away. Like
he doesn't say a word.
He did not say a word. He walked out. People started booing him. And as you said before the show, and I mentioned it last night on Twitter and Facebook, it's a heel turn coming. I can't see this not being a heel turn.
I read somewhere that people were saying he could be doing this just to show how hypocritical the people are. Mm-hmm. You mentioned earlier,
last time we saw him,
he was getting punted by Randy Orton,
and people cheered.
Mm-hmm. He comes back, they're still cheering. That's hypocritical.
Yep.
But of course, he can also come back and say next week, that's just how gullible you people are. Somebody panders to you because remember he always said that he wouldn't pander in his last gimmick.
Right.
He said, if somebody panders to you, you will eat them up. You are all hypocrites. It's a Jericho heel turn incoming.
I can't see this being, but that's obvious too.
Yep.
So. I'm with you on the heel turn. I'm almost thinking it's going to be a completely different Jericho.
Yeah.
I almost think he's going to come out next week and just be a totally different person. Like a totally different, I don't know I don't know.
Well,
this is so interesting.
Like I told you before we got on the air, he could come out being like Chris Jericho Joker version.
Yeah.
Just got that smile on his face, but he's sick and twisted in his mind.
That's what I'm thinking too. And that made a lot of sense.
I'm not talking like Sting,
but that
Joker
made a lot
either.
of sense to me because I'm like, that's a good point you made because I was thinking the same damn thing. I'm like, is he sick in the head where he's just got a smile on his face and he's running around high-fiving, but then he'll hit like John Cena in the leg and take him out, and he's smiling the whole time.
He'll Tanya Harding John Cena and have a smile on his face the whole time.
And come on, baby, I broke his leg. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what in the hell.
Way, our producer is great for getting that in the intro. Come on, baby.
Yeah, big ups to that. The whole open was very good. Where do you go?
There's
next
so
week,
many
where do we
ways
go?
they could go with this.
And I told you before, I was very disappointed last night, but some of the fans were way disappointed.
Oh, there were people that were booing.
You son of a gun, WWE sucks. They should have been Undertaker, I read. Jericho sucks. He's
People are
irrelevant.
saying-
Why didn't he talk? And I kept thinking, I kept talking to people. I'm like, look, Jericho is a mastermind at storyline and pro wrestling.
And
this is going to be good.
And working and manipulating the fans. That's
Yes.
what Jericho does.
Exactly. He is laughing right now.
Yes.
Because he's seeing all this.
He's laughing still.
He's still laughing. He's still got the smile. He loves this stuff.
Yeah.
He knows
This
that
is
the
what
fans are
he-
upset, but they know at the end of the day, like you said before we sat our asses down here, you said it. You are going to watch next week.
Yep.
You have no idea.
Because I can guarantee,
Period.
Jericho comes back and doesn't say anything. Yeah, it's going to make a lot of people mad, but none of them are going to be like, that's it, I'm done. No. They're going to tune in next week to see if he'll actually say something.
I'll put it this way to you. If this was The Rock coming back and he did his poses and his just bring it
I just left.
and left without saying one, finally The Rock, if he just left, then I would be pissed.
Yes.
But this is Jericho. He's a different type of cat. And honest to God, I think you kind of hit it on the head, and I did too. I think you're going to see a new Jericho because he always wants to reinvent himself.
Yeah.
He does not like to be the same old Chris Jericho. I would not be shocked if he has new music next week. I'm not sure, but I would not be shocked if we see a darker,
more brooding Chris Jericho.
yes, with new music, new everything, and then like you said,
that would be interesting.
like you said, come out saying the same thing that you said he would say. But that's the last time you'll ever see that side of me.
Yeah.
I have seen the light, and whoever this she is in the videos,
That's what's
that's the
bothering
kicker.
me.
That's the kicker.
Who could this she be?
I penciled in some ideas. Are you ready?
I know you
got-
said Stephanie McMahon.
Which would be dumb.
It would be
because,
dumb.
I mean, then you're like, well, what's Triple H got to say about this?
Really?
Hey, Steph.
Stephanie McMahon.
Lita? Not Trish, I don't think.
Karma.
Karma. I say Karma.
Because Karma is going to be back here in a
China?
few months.
This wouldn't make no
WWE
sense.
wants nothing to do with China since she delved into porn. and honestly, that she screwed herself.
Right.
No pun intended there.
Oh, there was.
But No, she screwed herself into getting into the WWE Hall of Fame by doing that.
I agree. Because she was, I think, a first ballot Hall of Famer.
They were going to put her. They were going to put her in.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
But she screwed herself over by doing that.
Who would have
video.
put her in? Triple H? They had a feud for a while.
Probably Triple H, because they wouldn't have had Waltman do it because they broke up on bad terms.
Screwed John
would have
Waltman.
been.
Yeah.
Probably would have been.
I think
it
Triple
probably
H
either would have been Triple H or it might have been like one of the like Kelly or somebody.
I would
though.
like to see Triple H do it. I mean, that's my pick. I don't know if he would.
Yeah.
The way they broke up, I don't blame him. I mean, come on. China, Stephanie McMahon. Boss's daughter, better looking, China, man dog, strong as hell.
Back in those days, yeah, China was.
But when she was with Eddie, she was pretty good looking.
Nowadays, she's even pretty good. I mean,
You get cracked out of her mind.
Yeah, well, no. She's pretty on the. She's pretty clean nowadays.
Oh, is she good?
But it's just the copious amounts of plastic surgery. You can just tell.
Yeah.
She looks like she's just plastic, like not even there. I mean, I'm not saying she looks terrible. She looks a hell of a lot better than she did.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I agree. So it's interesting. The whole Jericho thing, back to Chris Jericho, we don't know what they're going to go. Next week should be very interesting.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll have more to say about this because there's really nothing else we can say.
Really?
We can speculate from now until the end of times, or the end of days, as Jericho says.
the end of the world as we know it.
That's another
It's
thing.
the end of the
How would this be the end of the world?
That's what I don't know.
It looked like Chris Jericho being old school Jericho.
Yeah.
How would it's something dark is going to happen. You got to say it. Something dark has to happen.
Maybe
this end of
Jericho
days,
is somehow going to team up with Undertaker. Maybe Taker will come back next
but
week.
who is the she? McCool?
Might be McCool. Who knows?
Come back as a totally new McCool?
I don't know.
I don't get it. I do not
I
get
don't
this.
it
I'm
either.
so excited,
Well,
though.
the only thing I can tell you is tune in next week and see what happens.
I think the best thing is about WWE and Chris Jericho being back. Number one, he's a hell of a wrestler.
Oh,
And by the way,
one of the best in the world.
he went back and went. He trained out with Lance Storm last week. I read this online. He went to Lance's camp in Canada, and Lance Storm says this guy has no ring rust. He's better than ever. Has new moves. Some of them new moves. The guy reinvents himself just like Undertaker, just like Kane does.
Well, if he has new moves,
guys,
I'm wondering if he's got a new finisher because
I don't know.
He came back with the whole code thing. Then he had the code breaker.
Yep.
Of course, he's got the walls of Jericho. That's
maybe one more new one.
Yeah.
I think honestly next week's Raw is very interesting. You're
next
building
week's
up
Raw
to
is
Royal
going
Rumble.
to be worth it unless they have him come out and not say anything again.
And we're very excited because now WrestleMania is looking good because
Yes.
Jericho is a part of the
Jericho
show. You already
is
got
back.
Rock Cena.
Rock Cena, I'd like to see either Jericho Miz or Jericho Punk.
Mm-hmm. If it's Jericho Miz, then you got to turn Jericho face.
I think R-Truth and Miz might try to drag it out till WrestleMania.
I think you're right.
So
And
it might be
CM Punk,
Jericho Punk,
which could be match of the year by far.
Of course, they might try Punk Austin too.
I was thinking next year because Rock is going to steal that spotlight.
Yeah, you don't want Austin and Rock on the same show.
No,
you don't want them competing.
You could have. You could even. I don't even know if Austin will be at WrestleMania this year because Rock is such. This is Rock's moment. I mean, it's in Miami.
It's his hometown.
Yeah,
he's going against the face of this generation.
Mm-hmm. And I'm interested. I think you do Punk Jericho for the belt, and I think you leave Rock Cena as the main event, but titleless. No match.
Yeah.
No. It has to be the main event.
It doesn't need to be for the title.
And who wins the Rumble now? You know, we talked about last week. Randy Orton hurt.
Could
be
They're
coming
still
back.
talking about letting him enter though as like number 30.
I
minimal
think you
work
let
and
Randy
still win
heal. You know what I'd like to see, honestly? I'd like to see Randy sit out almost till WrestleMania and come back and finish the feud with Wade Barrett at Mania.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a hell of a match. Wade Barrett would be in a
then
pretty big match.
What do you do for Undertaker then? Give him this year off.
I'm thinking Kane. I'm thinking Kane again, bro. I don't want to see it again. But who do you put Undertaker with? Barrett would be great.
He's 19-0, or is he?
Yeah, this would be 20-0 this year. Triple H.
Get it? No.
Well, he would be a good sub in. It would be a good match.
Last ditch effort at Triple H.
Because who would you put Triple? I've always thought Triple H and Miz would be great. Personally, I think they'd have a hell of a match. I really do. You could have Miz take out Triple H's leg.
Yeah.
And have the whole. You could build it some way. Because I would think Triple H is going to wrestle at Mania.
Oh, most likely.
Nash is not. You could have Shawn come back, but Shawn's retired. I don't know. Or you could have Undertaker, Triple H with Shawn as the ref this year. Fit him in somehow. I don't see Shawn being a part of the event this year.
No.
I don't. I don't know. There's so much you can do. But it's good. That's good. Because last WrestleMania, there wasn't a lot of good. Other than The Rock being there, that was about it.
Yep.
I mean, so we are about out of time. And who should we go out with today?
Let's do Caval.
Caval.
That's a old, AKA Wade Barrett's old FCW theme.
Well, there you go. There's some Caval for you. Old school.
I think it's called like Crashing Helmets or something like that.
Yeah, Crashing Helmets. That's what it said on YouTube, at least. We jock our stuff. We love you, YouTube. So next week, we'll see what happens. I'm interested with Jericho.
The only thing you can do is, wait.
He has not said nothing on his Twitter page, on his Facebook. He's being quiet about it. And it's Jericho being Jericho.
I love to see he's staying in kayfabe even on Twitter.
Yes.
He's not talking at all.
He should just have, like, in parentheses, still smiling. And then that's it for like a week.
The little semicolon with the underscore, little smiley face.
Yeah. So again, Outside the Ring #1 on Twitter, Outside the Ring on Facebook. Look us up, and like us on Facebook. Our email, we love your emails and questions. What is it, Troy?
OutsideTheRing316@gmail.com.
There you go. By the way, again, we will read all questions. If you have any questions you want to get in on the show, that would be very, very cool. Yes. And you know what? I was also thinking what we can do. If you have access to like a recorder, like a sound recorder, send us a recording of your question.
Send us a
MP3.
Either that or send us a video response on YouTube.
Yeah, send us we will air whatever you send us, and we'll answer the questions. I thought about this yesterday.
And be nice.
Yes, be nice, or we won't air you. So questions, videos, like you said, if you are on
questions,
YouTube.
Comments.
And we'll put it on our show.
Yeah.
We will put you on the show.
We'll make you famous.
Yeah, we'll make you famous like Undertaker. So, for Mr. Thunder in Paradise, Hope he's doing good with Hogan and Barber.
Hope he's back next week.
Hopefully he's got stats at least.
Yeah.
Wes
Funk Man.
Burden.
I miss doing that.
Alongside the guy that's going to go home with anything good on TV? I guess not. You're going to go do something else. Maybe drink a beer.
Today's Tuesday?
Yep.
There ain't Jack Squad on TV. I'm probably going to go home and play Skyrim.
There you go. So for Skyrim, Troy, Stone Cold, woohoo, Austin. I'm the one and only Jason. I have no idea what they're going to do with Chris Jericho next week. We're going to find out. Zack Ryder is the man. I hate you. Dolph Ziggler, let's drink sometime.
Who do you hate?
I don't know.
You just say random
I'm
crap.
just saying random things. I'm running out of time, too. Jason!
Murphy!
Thank you very much. Yeah, baby! And we'll see you next week outside the ring.
Deuces.